Oh hey, look what we got here. A new update. The version 11 is here now. So, let's see, it's gonna ask me for the permission to download additional content. Typically, it's what they do. They give you the main core content just to get the update going. And on Android, it seems like they push the update automatically. So here we are. Within first 24 hours of release, they really want you to get on board. Oh no, they didn't ask me. Oh, that's neat. Well, what do you know? Something new. Anyway, we are on to a new round of season 2, round 3, and instead of the just gold rewards this time, we are getting a car reward in the form of Lamborghini Reventón. So more events you complete in the roundup, in the current round, well, most likely, let's see, because we got some time trials, right? They all pay 1,000 victory points. So we'll see which event you may be able to skip and yet be able to still win this car. Anyway, and because it is victory point card, they don't disclose how much it will be if you were to buy it outright, because it's not available for us to buy it, at least not yet. The PR rating, by the way, base PR for this car starts at 43.4, max is out at 61.2. So how much does cars at that PR range cost? Maybe around, like, I want to say maybe like 400 gold range. I mean, I wish we still could buy cars with the racing dollars on the new cars that gets released, but that hasn't been the case in eons at this point. So I don't know. That's my guess. If you were to buy it outright, I'm anticipating about like 400 gold, I think, is what the car is worth. All right, and the special event, the main sort of a headliner event in the new update, of course, is Speed Rush 5, featuring the new Ferrari Daytona SP3. And I believe this, because it's a Speed Rush, it's not gonna have a set PR requirement. It's gonna be the old-fashioned recommended PR. So they like to release these types of events around holiday season, don't they? So if you're patient and skilled and lucky enough, you might be able to win this car with no gold, possibly. We'll see how this special event turns out. Like last year, we had Bugatti Bolide, right? That was a car more or less we could have, we won for free, so that was nice. And Valkyrie in the past was kind of a similar idea, the Aston Martin, right? So this time around, it's gonna be Ferrari Daytona SP3. So the car itself, if you were to buy it outright, it does cost you some 850 gold. So yeah. So I will most likely be posting my playthrough, giving you guys some tips along the way. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And the next Formula 1 2022 event, this one at Spa. So the PR requirement is going to be the same. What was it? 131.2 to 131.8. That's the range. So depending on the car, it varies, and it's gonna cost you all the same. Like, depending on the upgrade path you take, you can end up spending somewhere between like 500, somewhere between 500 and 600 gold. I don't remember the exact number, but I think it's like 518 is the minimum that you have to spend. If you decide to spend a bit more motorsport dollars, like closer to 2.5 million motorsport dollars, then you can save on about maybe like 50 gold, 40, 50 gold. But I will once again probably spend a little bit more gold and a little less on the motorsport dollars, and yeah, run it that way. Which car to choose, I guess we'll find out once I run that event. But the thing to note is that, as you guys have seen by now, there is no driver training or upgrade of driver or team principals. There's no tuning setups. It's just a straight up upgrade, and you cannot use a car that you've used before. So even though I mentioned in my Singapore Grand Prix video, maybe I can use one car and pick another car as a prize car. The term they use for a car that you cannot use is the car that's been used. So it's not whether you have it in your garage. So I have a feeling once you, in order to complete an event, there's a cost associated with it, no matter what kind of trick that you try to pull. I think that's my guess. We'll find out for sure once I start going on in this event. But yeah, so that's what this is gonna be. Anyway, and then we got a couple of street versions, or Straßenversion of the two very nice otherwise race cars. One from Porsche 911 GT1 Straßenversion, and Mercedes AMG CLK GTR Straßenversion. And these guys are gonna be limited series cars. So both cars, they share the same PR range. So both cars base PR 42.3, they max out at 60.9. The cost, each car costs you 650 gold. And yeah, and since they are presented in limited series, as you can see here, anticipating the usual 3 upgrades across the board. How much is it gonna cost to upgrade? Well, let me check the PR requirement, or check the, what do you call that, price. So they are paying out 40 gold and 100,000 racing dollars and 5,250 victory points, the usual. So there's a 40 gold reward, and the cost of the car is 650. So that brings the let's see, if you add those numbers, you end up with a 690. So if you divide that up in half, what do you get? Somewhere close to 350, right? Just under. So around 350 gold is my anticipated cost to win each of these limited series Straßenversion cars. So there you go. And as usual, I'll be posting my playthrough with the overview on my channel when the event happens, which will be, let's see, when is that happening? So the Porsche 911 GT1 takes place January 2nd, so the first New Year's event, and then the Mercedes one takes place or starts on the 18th of January. So this one's excuse me, a bit longer version. So there are extra weeks in this version. Normally we get like what, 5-week run. This one is an 8-week round. So we got a bit more content packed into this version. So speaking of extra events, we got a couple of time trial competition, the TTCs, one featuring the 2022 Formula One cars. So obviously if you have more upgrades than what's necessary to just complete the event, you can expect better score, better rank, which translates to higher gold rewards, right? But even if you don't, score really high, you still want to run, so you get that 1,000 victory points, I think. Here, let me check what the 1,200 victory points. My bad. So yes, 1,200. That's better than weekly time trial. And there's gold, regardless how well or how poorly you score, you still get some gold. So that's nice. And then of course MP4X, one of the most ridiculous cars in the game. We got a time trial for that, and that one will pay out 1,000 victory points plus whatever, however you rank, you'll win some gold as well. Most likely 100 gold in these time trial competition for the top tier, rank A, and then rank B you get 50, and goes down from that point. So yeah, looking forward to those. And then we got a series of limited series, couple of new cars, right? So namely Mercedes and Porsche Straßenversion limited series, which I already covered. And then what else we got? We got Jaguar. Although, oh yeah, that's the XCSV Project 8. I was gonna say, it's like, which Jaguar is that? Orange one? Yeah, okay, so, and then of course, speaking of ridiculous cars, we got 919 Hybrid Evo. That is the tribute edition without any regulation raining down on performance. So it's, yeah, that car is pretty absurdly fast and incredible handling as well. And of course, the MP4X. Once again, not only do we have time trial competition, we'll also get a limited series. By the way, limited series happens before the time trial competition, so you have a chance to win the car if you don't own it already. And then once you have it in your garage with enough upgrades, you will have a better chance of scoring higher up in the grid, right? So rewards wise, the new cars, as I said, 40 gold is the gold reward for each new car limited series, and 100,000 racing dollars. 5,250 victory points is for each limited series completion, no matter whether it's a new car or old car. And let's see, for in the order of event these are happening, I'll just go through real quick. So the first one that we get to run is going to be MP4X limited series, starting on December 11th, and PR requirement 141.7, 90 gold reward total, 400,000 racing dollars, and yeah, the 5,250 victory points. Once the event is available, I'll run through the numbers in a little bit more in detail. But just to give you guys a quick overview here, that's kind of what's expected in the first one. And then next limited series is gonna be for the Porsche 911 GT1 Straßenversion, and yeah, the car, 40 gold, 100,000 racing dollars, 5,250 victory points. PR required is 56.4. And the next limited series that will be available is going to be for Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo. The payout is 95 gold plus the car if you don't own it. It pays out a bit more because upgrade cost for that car is pretty high. That's somewhat absurdly high. So hopefully they will offer us upgrade discount. They have done it before, so that will be nice if they do that again. 360,000 racing dollars and 5,250 victory points once again, and the PR requirement 126.2, and it'll start on January 12th. And the next limited series is gonna be for the other Straßenversion, the Mercedes in this case, starting on the 18th of January. You get to win the car. The reward, as I said, other than the car, is identical to the Porsche. So 40 gold, 100,000 racing dollars, and 5,250 victory points. PR requirement, once again, identical, 56.4. And then final limited series is for, of course, the Jag, the XESV Project 8. If you don't own it, of course, you get to win the car, plus 70 gold and 140,000 racing dollars, and once again, 5,250 victory points. And that one comes at the very tail end of this round on the 24th of January, the final week. And yeah, each of these limited series run for they're all 7-day events. So if you don't own it, that's the amount of time after you initiate the event that you would have to complete the event to win the car. If you already own the car, you know the drill. The series will be available pretty much open until you until like maybe next year when they phase out this round. So PR requirement for the Jaguar XCSV Project 8 limited series, by the way, is 66.5, and as usual, I will cover that when the time comes. And the flashback events, we got a couple of flashback special events. So let's see, we got the one for the Mazda, the rotary engine sound. That's a cool car. 787B. I have my playthrough of that series on my channel, so I'll have the link to my original playthrough of that series in the description box below. And Jaguar XJ220, I don't remember that one. I mean, I remember the car because it was recently featured, I think, in what was it? Not weekly time trial, but the online multiplayer tournament, I think. I remember recently driving it. Too many cars in the game. But yeah, that was featured way back when in a special event called Jaguar Legacy, where they actually featured 3 Jaguars. And this one was like the one in the middle, I want to say. But yeah, so if I made a video for this series, I'll have the link. I don't remember. This is yeah, it's going that far back. So anyway, that's a chance to win these cars, you know. All right, and a couple of exclusive series. For one from last version, Nissan Z, and if you fully upgrade that car, you will have access to it. Reward is 40 gold and 70,000 racing dollars. I mean, yeah. And the other one for one of the older cars, Mercedes SLR McLaren 722. And that one, once you fully max out, you get 60 gold upgrade, or 60 gold reward and 150,000 racing dollars upon completing that exclusive series. So let's check out the new cars. And apparently they're giving us 50% off discount on this Hennessy Venom F5, the not the GT Venom 5, so or Venom F5. So that's kind of cool, but that's not what we're here to check out. Let's download all contents. I knew that prompt was coming at some point. 217 megabytes. Yes. That's a lot of floppies. Anyway, here's the first of the new cars that is being showcased. Mercedes-Benz AMG CLK GTR Straßenversion. Alright, so as I said, the base PR 42.3, as you can see. Top speed 344 kph. Acceleration, I guess since we're on metric, 0 to 100, 3.67 seconds. 100 to 0, 35.4 meters for braking distance. And the grip up 1.14 G. So, I mean, you know, it's not exactly a modern 21st century car, right? But, alright. Good enough. That's cool. It's a sports car, so it's not a race car. It's a street version, right? Straßenversion. So, and then of course identical PR. Let's compare these two between the Porsche and the Mercedes, right? So we got 312 kph for top speed on Porsche. So Mercedes is gonna be faster in terms of top speed. And the acceleration, 3.77 seconds for Porsche versus 3.67 seconds for Mercedes. Now, they both have same PR, so you know where the difference is coming. It's going to be in the grip and the braking distance. So 33.5 meters for 911, 35.4 meters for Mercedes. And of course, Mercedes had the 1.14 G. Porsche's got 1.2 G, so this is gonna be more of the gripper, 911 that is, and Mercedes is gonna be the more of the sprinter, right? And they are both gonna be featured in limited series, so that's how we'll have to win this car, these cars, I should say. And the headliner car, Ferrari Daytona SP3. So this one, base PR 66.1. And let's see, top speed 340 kph. Acceleration, 2.6 seconds. See, that's more of the modern standard, right? Braking distance 26.5 meters. That's a strong brakes. And grip up 1.3 G. So, 1.3 G is, I feel like, we'll see how it handles once we take it out on the tracks. Because Ferrari can be very, very slippery, especially if it's just like a sports car class S. And like in order to get like some Ferraris that are decent handling, you have to go up pretty high up, like to like LaFerrari or FXXK or FXXK Evo for that matter. But yeah, the lower PR Ferraris can be a bit on a tail happy. So we'll see how this one handles in the game. And of course, it's a special event car. And of course, the final new car is going to be the victory point car, Lamborghini Reventón. So base PR 43.3, and when it comes down to specs, they're kind of all similar in terms of top speed. They're all kind of in mid 300s, like 340 for this one. Ferrari was 340 as well, 312 for Porsche, 344 for Mercedes, right? Acceleration 3.29 seconds, braking distance 33.5, and 1.01 G for the grip on this Lambo, same class. And of course Lamborghini 4-wheel drive, right? So I think it's gonna be relatively slippery. All right. So those are all the new stuff. And of course, we got another sale happening. There's a lot that's gonna come through in this around the holiday time. So this one, 40% off on Porsche 917 Cayman GT4 RS. We're gonna skip this for now. And online multiplayer, I haven't collected the rewards. Oh yeah, and with the car sale, there's generally accompanying upgrade sale as well if your car is not maxed out yet. So mine isn't, so I'll be taking advantage of that. That's gonna last for 5 days, but I guess I'll have to collect the remaining round 4 rewards to complete here. So give me a second, and I'll go ahead and collect. Yeah, that's a decent payout, isn't it? All right. Grab bag of goodies. Right. All right. And the Spa Grand Prix event is, of course, the first special event available here, and the victory point. Let's check out what's required to win the victory point car. So 52,300 is what's necessary, which is about 10,200 less than what's available. So obviously, if you do every week's time trial and both of the time trial competitions, that will get you enough buffer where you may be able to skip a limited series or 2 possibly. Yeah, but you'll have to run everything else just about. So yeah, so there you go. That's what it's gonna cost, what it's gonna take to claim the prize, the grand prize car of Lamborghini Reventón. And here are all the special event in this version. So Formula One is, of course, the new one. Let's see. What do they ask you? Yeah, they are going by what's being used, or what has been used, not necessarily what's been owned. So you're not going to be able to use car that you've already put upgrades on to complete a limited one of these Grand Prix events. You're not going to be able to reuse them. So if you run with a car, may as well, I guess, pick that upgraded car as your prize car as well. Which seems like, why do they even bother separating the two? I guess because you can buy another one and run that. Anyway, next one in line, McLaren MP4X Limited Series. And then next event, the Formula One time trial competition at Marina Bay. Next one, a flashback Path of Defiance for the Mazda 787B. And then the headliner event. Next, Speed Rush 5 for that Ferrari Daytona SP3. And then the next event will be McLaren MP4X time trial competition. And then we got the limited series for the Porsche 911 GT1 Straßenversion, right, from production year 1996. And the other flashback event, Jaguar Legacy. So yeah, flashback events don't pay out as much in terms of the victory points, and the what do you call it? The currency rewards vary depending on whether you already done this or not. So in my case, because I've already completed it, I don't get as much payout as some of you that may have not completed it. Anyway, the next event, 919 Hybrid Evo Limited Series. And then the next one for the limited series for the other Strassen version. This one, Mercedes, right? And the 1998 production year. And then, of course, the final event of the round will be the Jaguar XESV Project Limited Series, or Project 8. So, yep. So that'll do it for this overview of the new version 11. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.